Hey, FeralInferno here, and today we're talking about the anime InuYasha. InuYasha is a really long series. It's almost 200 episodes long, but it's a really grand adventure. It's really cool. If you liked the original Dragon Ball series, not Dragon Ball Z, but the original Dragon Ball, you might really like InuYasha if you haven't checked it out before. It's got a little bit of a negative reputation for some reason. I'm not sure why. I really enjoyed it. I've been watching it since it premiered on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim when that was in its infancy back in the day. And I really enjoyed it. It hooked me right from the start. It had really cool characters. The character design itself was great. The story was really engaging. The music is phenomenal. It's got a lot of tracks for all the characters have their themes, and there's a sad theme, exciting battle scenes, music. The music is really good. It kind of helps really make the series as great as it is.
InuYasha takes place in two different time eras. The present, which would be about what for us would be the early 2000s, and feudal era Japan. Kagome, one of the characters of the show, is an ordinary high school student. And one day, Kagome stumbles upon the Bone Eater's Well in her family's shrine. This Bone Eater's Well is what connects the feudal era and the present era. This results in Kagome getting pulled into the feudal era. In the past, she meets InuYasha and all the other characters. During these journeys with InuYasha and the other characters, the Shikan Jewel is discovered. The Shikan Jewel grants demons immense powers. In an effort to keep the jewel from a demon very early in the show, the jewel ends up getting shattered into hundreds of pieces. InuYasha and Kagome set off to find all the shards of the Shikan Jewel. Just one shard of the jewel can significantly increase the powers of a demon. Along their journey for the jewel shards, InuYasha and Kagome meet many people along the way. Some friendly, some dangerous, some foes, and some just people in need.
This series has a lot of characters. Right from the title of the series, InuYasha, InuYasha is a half demon, half human. Inu and Yasha, Inu stands for dog in Japanese, and Yasha is demon, dog demon. So he's a dog demon, so thus you'll see dog ears on him. And it's really kind of cool to see the story of his struggles. He's kind of a, rough, tough character, but he's got a sensitive side as well. And you can see why he's a rough and tough character and why he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because of his half-demon roots. It's kind of hard when you don't totally belong to one group and how you might be ostracized for that and for who and what you are. So it's really interesting to see how his character evolved through the series and some of the struggles that he went through growing up and just through the series itself. Another character is Kagome. Kagome is a 9th grader high school student, preparing for her exams and always, struggling with those. She's come from the future and goes to the past, right? So it's kind of interesting to see how people from the past kind of react to her and her mannerisms, how she dresses, and how she kind of reacts to some of the things that went on in the feudal era of Japan. So kind of cool to see that dynamic, and she's got a dynamic with InuYasha. Again, we're going to try to avoid some spoilers here as well, but they've got a really good set of chemistry there with InuYasha and Kagome. That's it's fun and lighthearted and sometimes touching at times as well. And we also have Moroku the monk. Moroku the monk is cursed with a wind tunnel in his hand. It's essentially a black hole that he can suck anything into. It sounds like a really overpowered weapon, but the series finds a really good kryptonite, if you will, to that black hole in his hand, so it's not like it's super overpowered. So it's a little bit limited on how he can use it, but you'll have to watch the show to see how that works. He's a little bit of a lecherous monk, so it's kind of funny, hey, he's supposed to be this holy monk, but at the same time, he kind of can't keep his hands to himself when it comes to the ladies. And then another character we got is Sango, and she's also got Kilala along with her. It's a little cat demon that can transform into a big cat demon that can fly and it's got flames on it. Really cool, little companion character that comes with the team. Basango, she's got a really kind of tragic story. She's a demon hunter, and A little bit of the story revolves around her and her brother, and some of the struggles that they went through with their family as demon hunters, and with the main villain, Nuraku. Nuraku, speaking of our main villain here, is a really good villain of the show. He doesn't show up right away, but there's a lot to many layers to this villain. This is not your typical evil villain, although he is quite evil. But there's a lot of layers to this character, and by the time you get to the end of the series, you kind of just see like how, he did what he did and why he did it, and it's really interesting how the story kind of comes full circle because of that.
Another reoccurring character in the series is Lord Sesshomaru. Sesshomaru is InuYasha's half-brother, and unlike InuYasha, Sesshomaru is a full-fledged demon. InuYasha and Sesshomaru are the sons of a great dog demon. InuYasha had a human mother, while Sesshomaru's mother was a full-fledged demon. A recent release is this Good Smile Company Sesshomaru statue. It's from their pop-up parade line. Lord Sesshomaru stands at 7.02 inches high, or 18 centimeters. It's made of ABS and PVC. It's highly detailed and non-articulated. It's really cool. It comes with his two swords, Tokijin and Tenseiga. I really like the details on this statue. I waited a really long time to get it. It was delayed for about 6 months, and I'm really glad to finally have it here in my collection. What do you think of this Sesshomaru statue?
So yeah, that is our overview of the anime series InuYasha. Again, it's a very long series. It's almost 200 episodes long. I know it's a long show, but it's really worth the journey. I know there's a little bit of a negative stigma around the show, around the anime community, whether you're on Reddit or Facebook or wherever, but try to cancel out some of that noise. It's a really good show. I really enjoyed it. I hope you will give it a shot if you haven't checked it out, and if you have checked it out and you kind of just quit it very early on, stick with it. It's really good. There's a lot more characters that we didn't go over in too much detail here either, but my favorite character is of that statue that we showed, Sesshomaru. He is a really awesome character. There's a lot to really go into the show. The voice acting is top notch. It's from Ocean Group. They're probably the best voice acting studio for English anyways, English voice studio for anime. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. Leave your comments below. I'd love to hear your experience of InuYasha, and if you're maybe thinking of checking it out. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.